Welcome everybody to the EsportsTV Star League, now sponsored by Spainu. As you guys see it there, you can call it the SSL or the 3SL or whatever you want. But guys, we're going to jump right into an interview here with Maru. And
We're here with the opening with Maru. We have the champion for Season 1 for Star League, Neighbor Star League. And there is something that we're going to be giving to Maru. It's the hand that everyone's been talking about. This is Maru's hand, by the way. It's a sculpture or a statue of Maru's hand holding a mouse.
자, 그럼 조성주 선수 기쁜 마음으로 챔피언스존에 영광의 손을 직접 걸어주시죠. 네, 챔피언스존은 스타리그 우승자들의 손을 직접 한조 제작으로 한 영광의 손을 걸고 기념하고 전시하는 공간입니다. 여러분, 초대 챔피언 조성주 선수에게 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드릴게요.
And that's Maru. Looking awkward as usual. Look at his face. He looks so hyped.
Nice golf clap there. I liked that.
I like that hand. Damn.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen for this season, but now we're going to start round of 16. Thank you.
Well, what a cool way to start things off. I like that hand too, Moonglade. Would love to touch that hand and caress it.
We're gonna certainly be touching it after during the break, and yeah, we'll find other ways to use that hand, I'm sure, Valdez.
We'll make it work, Moonglade. But so glad to be back here at the SSL, now at Spainu.
That's right.
Cool new sponsor. They're sponsoring everything in Korea. Definitely go check them out, guys. They got really cool fashion. I don't know if they ship internationally, but definitely go check them out.
Yeah, I'm going to be buying their shoes. They have fantastic shoes over here, and IU is in some of their ads. I don't know if you guys get to catch them on the English broadcast, but
maybe during the breaks. Look out for that.
Yeah,
we got some hot chicks, some hot grills coming on the stream for you guys during the breaks, so stay tuned for that. You do want to stay tuned for the Starcraft as well. That's going to be very interesting. Cool group we got here today. It's going to be Maru, Zest, Hurricane, and Lenok.
Pretty interesting one. Very kind of pretty dangerous players, Hurricane and Lenok. Obviously, they're the two underdogs going into this, but they can cause upsets. Lenok, fantastic in ZVP, or at least he was. He's kind of been on a bit of a rocky road and currently. And Hurricane, he can do damage. He has done damage to Zergs as well. So Lenok has got Lenok's probably the least favorite in this group. He's the biggest underdog. He's got a lot of work to do, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, he's got a very aggressive style, a very fun style to watch. So even if he doesn't quite do so well, we're going to have good games out of him, I think. My favorite to get out of the group in first place would definitely have to be Maru. I mean, champion of the last SSL. He's killing people left and right. He got 3 kills in the latest Pro League.
Yeah, and I mean, he even killed Zest in that.
Yeah.
So, like, he's already the second guy in this group that's most definitely going to get out is probably Zest, and he's already dealt with him once before.
Yeah, dealt with Zest, dealt with Life, Zerg there. You know, I don't think Maru's going to have too much trouble with Lenok, but if he can take out Life especially, it's like, well, Lenok, you got a lot of work ahead of you if they even go head-to-head.
Yeah, well, that's right. We're going to be starting things off with Maru against Hurricane. So a very, very favored matchup for Maru, and he's been looking so strong in TVP.
Yeah, like I said before, definitely my favorite to get out of the group in first place. And what do you think, Moonglade? Do you think as well, or do you think Zest could probably maybe challenge that? I
think Zest will probably get out in second. I don't think he can actually take down Maru, but it's also pretty dangerous for Zest. I think like Lenok and Hurricane have the potential there to maybe knock him down.
I mean, there were times where Zest has been inconsistent, but I feel like of late, you know, he's been playing decently well. I would as well agree with you that he will come out in second place, but like you said, there are some dangerous opponents in this group. I'm just excited to get into these games, man.
Me too. Me too. I cannot wait. Well, hopefully not too long. Looks like we might be jumping into the broadcast and what's going on here. The events.
Now, we got some events here, guys. If you come down to the studio, there are 10 mouse pads that we're giving away, as well as 20 headsets there. Razer Banshee. Definitely want to go check those out.
10 stamps, actually. If you get 10 stamps, you get a mouse pad, and 20 stamps, you get a Banshee Razer headset.
Ah, okay. All right, that makes more sense. Sojung keeping this cast together. And definitely, guys, if you have not come down to the studio or you have not come down to Korea, definitely go ahead and try to make that happen. I'm sure you can participate in these events, especially if you come very often.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you come here for a week if you will be able to, but if you're like a student in Seoul and you've never come down here, definitely come down and watch.
Absolutely. You know, you should be down here quite often. It's not too, I mean, it's in Gangnam. It's not too far away from the station. There's the ring. I guess this is the one you win this season, unless it's Maru's.
Yeah, I think it should be the one for this season, especially with Spano there in the background. Maru's probably wearing his ring or he's got it at home or something. But
yeah, that's right. I think he got that ring on the day as well. He won it, so only the hand thing today, the hand job today. So he gets that.
So if you get 10 stamps, was that? Okay, 10 stamps. You could possibly get the ring, I guess.
Well, that's a pretty sick ring for 10 stamps, man. I wish I was in that draw. So one of these rings, it's one of the coolest prizes, I have to say, for a player. You know, like they win a huge tournament and they get a ring, something they can just wear around the place.
Yeah. I definitely like that they're adding more events in here that are like more applicable. It encourages you to come down to the studio very often so you have a better chance.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That'd be like a sick tattoo, Valdez. You should get that.
Put that on my back or something.
Yeah, man. Full back tattoo. Okay, so the best predictions out of the viewers actually has a chance at, what was it, winning this?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like it's a record album. It says it up there.
Oh, really?
I guess that's some music.
I thought it was like a shield or something. A Zerg
I didn't know what that was, man. I don't even know what that design really means, to be honest.
No idea, man. But let's have a look at the round of 16 groups. Group A is today Maru, Hurricane, Zest, and Leenock.
Yeah, and then surprisingly, we're going to jump into Group D up next in the next week, April 30th. That's going to be Stats, Deer, Parting, and Hero. And then up next will be Group C, Life, Sue, Bill, and Trap. Interesting one there. And then in Group B, we'll follow it up on May 14th, Dreamhyun, Seolki, and Classic.
Yeah, that Group D is going to be pretty interesting, but it is all PvP, so it's also Sadness incarnate.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
yeah,
we get through that next week, and then after that, it's some pretty damn interesting groups. I really like Group B and Group C. I mean, there's so much danger in both these. The players are very equally skilled. You know, I can't really see like a major favorite in either.
Well, in Group C, I have to say, you know, Trap, he's stuck in there with 3 Zergs. Going to be interesting to see what he can do because those are 3 of the best playing Zergs these days. I mean, Life, you know, granted, you could just say his name and people will know what you're talking about. Sue, in recent times, he's off of that break. He's starting to play better and better in Pro League.
Yeah.
He's here in the round of 16. He's looking to take names. And then you look at Biel, who's he was in second place, actually, in terms of winners rankings in Pro League, doing incredibly well for CJ Antis.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it's kind of a shame that they are all in the same group together like that. These 3 magnificent Zergs, these beasts. And yeah, very interesting lineup there. I mean, obviously the best Zerg in the world, Life. And then the other 2, you know, being sort of like leading the way in Pro League as well as, you know, just coming out of a break and also used to be the best Zerg in the world.
Yeah, and guys, for the group we have today, of course, Maru versus Hurricane to start things off, then Zest versus Leenock in match number 2. And as is the way of things over here, we do have the winners match there, and then we go into the losers match, and then, as you guys know, the winners match loser and the losers match winner will face off at the end there to decide who makes it in.
This is like the traditional sort of group stage we usually see from the likes of GSL and whatnot, so everyone's used to it by this point. If you don't know what's going to happen, just stay tuned. It's going to be about 5 best of 3s.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I look at every combination of possible games between all 4 of these players, and I'm excited for even for every one. Even Hurricane versus Leenock, you know, 2 of the players you could say maybe, you know, the lesser players in this group. I'm still excited for that one even. A best of 3 between those 2.
Yeah, it's going to be explosive, man. There's literally all the games are going to be fun. Maybe I can't even think of a bad match. Even the Zest versus Hurricane, sure, it's a PvP, but it's dangerous. I mean, Hurricane has that potential to take down Zest if Zest's not on his top form in PvP, which we have seen a lot in the past where he's been dropping these games that no one would expect.
Also for today, even though Maru versus Zest doesn't happen in the beginning, I would expect both of them to come out the winners of the first 2 best of 3s. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have that as the first winners match there. So I think match 3 here is going to be the big one to watch. Maru versus Zest. Definitely go out there and tell your friends about what we got going on here today, guys. We're going to start off with Maru
The best Terran in the world. And look at that laundry list of achievements. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. At nearly every big tournament, even recently, he's just doing incredible numbers over every single opponent he hits. And as you guys can see there at the top, very pertinent to what we're doing today, he was the winner of Season 1 of SSL.
That's right. You did see his hand earlier in the show. And, I mean, just to read off some victories he had, like this week alone, he defeated Life, Zest, and Stats in Pro League.
Unreal.
To win the playoffs to win their round of the playoffs, the second round of the playoffs, and go to the finals this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about that, Life is best Zerg in the world right now, right?
Yeah.
Stats making his name recently, definitely top 5, I'd say top 4, maybe even top 3. Zest is up there with Stats.
Yeah.
Those are 3 incredible names to just take out one by one in pretty easy fashion.
It's ridiculous. And here we go. Here is Hurricane. Definitely not the same amount of achievements, and look at the results. It's a long time ago. Last year, we actually got to see him do well. I mean, he lost to Flash 2-0 in the Kesper Cup qualifiers a couple weeks back. He lost to Young in his last Pro League match. This guy has had a rough time against Terran recently, and now he's going up against the best.
Yeah. The one saving grace I may see for Hurricane is, you know, he did defeat Rogue 3-0. So, as you guys see there in the round of 24, he was able to do that, but there's only one Zerg here. So maybe he'll be able to get out of that loser's group, but what if he faces Zest in the final match? Like you were saying, that explosive PvP, it could definitely happen.
Yeah, it's going to be a big issue for Hurricane. He really got the short end of the stick here, going for Maru in his first match.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just taking a look at his results here, it's kind of insane. Like, overall, he's 42 and 19.
Yeah.
Like, I'd go as far as to say this guy is the best in the world right now. Like, taking out Life like he did, taking out all the big names like he does, all the championships and stuff. Like,
he's up there,
insane.
man. Yeah, he's top 3 in the world easily. And he's just got to win another big tournament, maybe knock down Life in one of these individual leagues, maybe even this one. And we'll really solidify that.
Yeah. And taking a look at Hurricane, not nearly as many results. Like, he does well. He's 5-4, so he's got like a decent win ratio. But even here in the small amount of stats we have, he's 33% against Terran.
Yeah,
1 and 2.
He seems to be really struggling in this matchup compared to his other ones. Obviously doing very well against Zerg in this league alone, but it was a win against Rogue. And Rogue has shown that he has real issues in these individual leagues, especially in best of 5s, where he tilts like nothing else.
If he loses the first game, he just gets so into his head that he just cannot play at his full potential. That's what I see whenever I see Rogue.
I don't think we've ever seen a player with this much like fragile of a mental fortitude. You know, like he's like breaks under pressure after one game.
Him and Marine King.
Yeah,
I'd say, like,
Marine King
the big 2
is close to that. And here we go with the maps for today. Cactus Valley for game 1. Dead Wings 2 and King Sejong for 3. Interesting.
All right, at least getting Deadwing in there. Cactus Valley is not a small map either.
No, that's a big map. I'm actually surprised that is the map that we're going to go into first.
Yeah. What do you think about Maru banning out Overgrowth and Expedition Lost?
That is kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe he's just scared of like 2-player maps against Hurricane. He feels like he's much better against him. Doesn't want to be cheesed out or something.
Yeah, maybe Hurricane is a little too aggressive, so he's like, well, you know what, I will play the big maps, even though it kind of favors Protoss in the mid to late game, especially a map like Deadwing and Cactus. Like, Protoss get a lot more time to set up shop, go for that third base and get the tech they need to really have a big death ball in the late game.
Yeah, for sure. Then the banned out maps for Hurricane, Bonnie Research Station there, as well as Merry-Go-Round. Kind of makes sense.
No
Drops
surprise.
Pretty insane on Bonnie Research Station. Of course, Merry-Go-Round, probably the worst Protoss map in the pool. So there you go. But guys, we're going to jump into game number 1 here, Maru versus Hurricane.
That was cool.
That was insanely cool. Like, let's forget player intros. Like, let's just talk about that. That was awesome. But over here in the bottom right, as you guys do know, Blue Terran, he is Maru. Jin Air Green Wings hero over here, the ace player.
Yeah, essentially. In the top right here, we do have Hurricane, the challenger. Quite the match for him, especially in this matchup where he does seem to struggle so much.
Yeah, I think he does win the hair battle. Nice little wave he's got going on there.
Sure.
Me and him kind of matching in that sense. I got my little wave going on too, Moonglade.
You have a little wave going on, Valdez. It's very cute.
I'm liking your hair today, Moonglade, as well. Just letting it all out, just letting it down.
It's just time to let your hair down, man. Yep. It's time to enjoy some Star League.
This is like a 2 days unshaven beard. I like it too. It makes you look scruffy, you know?
I am a bit scruffy. I just don't look after myself. What can I say?
Well, I didn't mean it in that manner, Moonglade, but I think the style does fit you. You were rocking like the leather jacket and the boots earlier.
Yeah, well, you know, really, I'm just trying to be like that guy from Game of Thrones, the faceless assassin.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I just got a like a streak of hair in my right side.
Do it, man.
Yeah. Then people would think I'm a tryhard or something.
Well, you know, people can say what they want. I think it would be cool.
Thank you, Valdez. I appreciate that.
I'm your biggest fan, Moonglade.
You are,
the
man.
truth is coming out.
You are my biggest fan. It's no lie.
Ooh, look at this second gas coming out for Hurricane.
Yeah, well, we know he wants to be aggressive early.
I do not blame him at all. If I'm Hurricane going up against Maru, I'm like, okay, we're not going to play standard against this guy. No way in hell.
No. You got to think of something. And I mean, we have seen Maru play against a lot of Protosses recently, so maybe he's got some ideas about what he could do against this style. But Maru's style is very, I guess, standard. He goes for early drops. He plays the very aggressive style, and it gives Terran a lot of options and a lot of scouting ability, and it really applies the pressure to Protoss. So I wonder where the window is for Hurricane to do some damage. How does he find his way in here? And what could he possibly do that's going to shut down Maru's aggressive style?
Yeah, that is a question here. I really want to see what Hurricane has planned. You know, we could see Blink Stalkers. I don't think they're terrible on this map. I think there is a backdoor ledge. Kind of. Yeah.
I mean, could work.
There's that. I mean, there's possible DTs. Maru used to show some weakness to that back in the day. Not really sure about, you know, in modern times with Maru here. I think he's kind of become more of a well-rounded player. I think he will be okay against that. It could just be, you know, standard Stargate. Could also just be like a Stalker in the Mothership Core and just try to put on some pressure.
Just very quick defense, yeah. Maybe just simply try and shut everything down. And oh, look at this. Already a little bit of aggression from Maru, putting down that engineering base. No chance of him getting rid of that anytime soon.
Yeah. I like that little sign there, by the way. Style start Spanu Kappa. Hashtag Kappa, actually.
Hashtag Kappa.
The best kind of Kappa.
I actually already love this sponsor. They've already made everything so much more interesting, especially with the map intros. And this Reaper might actually just go down. Not going to find anything.
A lot of damage, and it is going to go down.
Yeah, so off to a bit of a bad start. Doesn't really find the information he really wanted either. I mean, it is going to be a Stargate queued up. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's not all that easy. You know, it's just in the main base. It just looks like he wants to mix it up a little bit. I think we did see this in recent times as well.
I don't mind the Stargate, actually, especially against Maru's style, because you open up with that Oracle, you apply pressure when you can, maybe do some decent damage, but then you have that Phoenix follow-up for the mine drops, so you lift any mines that get dropped down in your bases, and that's a pretty, you know, decent defense until you have the Robo and Observers out and a bit of a better army, and maybe Blink Stalkers to jump on top of them as well.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely becoming a more popular build. Oh, look at this. Trying to poke in here is Hurricane, but I think he is smart enough to back off there. Doesn't want to lose that Stalker, knowing that there are more units of Maru in the main base.
And there's that Oracle on the way.
Oracle on the way, as well as for Maru. He is going for that starport. Oh! Maru does also scout the next. He's got that starport as well as the Widowmine, so we are going to see Widowmine drops out of Maru as the follow-up to the Reaper builds. I like it.
Yep, the classic style from Maru. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He just does so much good work with it. And people even know it's coming, but it's so hard to defend against these mines. And look where that Widow Mine is. That could very well intercept the Oracle and just ruin everything for Hurricane.
Yeah. For sure, man. I mean, the Oracle's already en route to fly straight into that Widow Mine. Let's see if he doesn't see it. He's going in.
Oh,
there goes! Oracle goes down.
Wow. He is so far ahead now.
And a scan, and he sees the follow-up tech.
Oh, my goodness. It doesn't get any worse than that, and Hurricane off to a horrible start.
It begins, Moonglade. It begins.
It begins, Valdez.
Stalkers are out of position for these Widow Mines. There is a Phoenix queued up.
Yeah, only half done, though. These mines are going to get down at least in the natural before it comes out. He might even try and go for 2. 1 in the natural, 1 in the main. Nope. Stay into the natural. Oh, now the probes.
Nice marker there out of Hurricane, actually.
Not a bad one. Not a bad one.
He's got an observer on the way. This Phoenix is actually going to deal with this medevac.
All right, not the worst amount of damage. And simply from here, Maru is going to transition into that standard bio mine style, medivacs and whatnot. And we'll probably never see a single Viking from him as we did see in Pro League. He simply deals with Colossi with drops. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's Maru's style, man. He just outplays his opponents. He doesn't like make a direct counter. He's like, no, I'm just going to outplay you. I'm going to outmaneuver you. Yeah. And get in your head.
That's all he does. You know, I'm just going to drop on your units, and I'm going to micro like a god. And this Phoenix is going to scout everything, see, you know, kind of what he expected, I'd have to say. He's going to play a normal game from here, putting up that Robo Bay.
Making more Phoenixes here. He may go up to 5. We may even see kind of just that Phoenix Colossi style. I think we've seen that a bunch more in recent times.
Yeah, you know, Myungshik loves this style more than most. And it is pretty cool, but it can get shut down. We have seen Maru play really well against it before as well. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see him stop at about 4 Phoenix, just to kind of try and completely shut down the medivac drops from Maru. It is a big threat if they actually catch him out on the map or on the airspace. It really puts him out of position. So it is a big danger. Might deter him a little bit.
As we do see from Maru, going for that Widow Mine drop, Sim's going to be a little bit late. Engineering base slightly later. And, of course, the infantry upgrades, even the combat shields coming in a little bit later. And, like you called it, man. Only 4 Phoenixes here for now.
Damn, I am so smart.
How are you this good at this game?
I don't even know. I just know things, Valdez.
You just make it work, man.
I just live and breathe StarCraft, man. What could I say?
Oh, I'm sorry, Moonlight. There's a 5th Phoenix on the way.
Well, I got nothing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Doesn't matter there. Doesn't matter, man.
It's all good. We got a bit of a forward pylon coming up here. Not too many gateways have been made. He's just been focusing on the Phoenixes and the Colossi. I think another gateway following up here.
It is kind of a scary thing when you think about it. He's investing so much into these Phoenix. The buffer for these Colossus that he's making is so small. Yeah. We see like 3 Stalkers in a century for his Colossus for now.
Especially against Maru. Like, his micro is actually out of control. And he's looking to put on pressure right now. I mean, his drop style here is going to be definitely lessened, but he can put on some nasty pressure at the front.
He can. Look at that. He's like scans. He's like, okay, you have 2 force fields, which is pretty good for this choke. But maybe he's going to try and bait some out here. He's looking for picks in here. He's got to be careful, though, because these Phoenix are going to cause a lot of problems.
Maru not scared at all.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Force field goes down and he like moves forward. Here, Hurricane's like, oh, no, I'm sorry.
So, oh, my God, it is. It's true. He is terrifying. Look, he's going to be able to pick things up if he really wants to commit to this. There isn't that many Marines there. There's about 10 Marines.
Hurricane, though, he is like so patient and so defensive with that. He's like, I do not want to engage really in a fight just yet. Hold that thought. Couple of medevacs getting into danger zone there with the Phoenixes.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's a good move. But he went for a Marauder, not a Marine, and an SUV.
You know, the SUV grab is good. He's coming in here. He's causing issues. He's delaying that third CC from getting down.
Still, you know, the Phoenixes are out of position now. They got to come home if they want to defend against these this bio that might be trying to knock on the door. And there's another scan. He's looking
bio
for
comes
it.
Knock, 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 and
look at this. He's actually just going to go forward for it. Wow.
2 force fields go down, but he's actually just committing to this.
Yeah, look at this. He actually focused down the Phoenix the moment they're in range. He's trying to reset these Phoenix counts so he can actually start the drops again.
He has to be really careful, though, going up against 3 Colossi.
Yeah.
I really don't know about this. He's taking a lot of damage here.
Well, he did get rid of a couple of the Phoenix, so he might not be able to do much more damage, Hurricane. He's trying to follow up here, which might be a mistake. Still 3 Colossi. It should be more than enough.
Yeah, now here are the pickups, man. He's getting a decent amount of infantry on the chase.
Yeah. None for the Marauders, though, which is kind of the money.
Oh. 2 Widow Mines for free. Nice observer placement. He's going to get his third base down ahead of Maru. Maru was forced to cancel that.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually going to try and press the front. Not really that much buffering for this, though. And then no force fields at all.
Oh, my God. There are no Zealots here. Just 3 Colossi, but is it going to matter? The SUVs are coming forward, actually.
I think Maru just cleans this up. What a mistake from Hurricane.
Yeah. All these Colossi are going to be going down. These are way too expensive.
Oh.
These trades for Hurricane are actually terrible.
That was ridiculous. He way overcommitted for that. And especially with no force fields, no Zealots, and he's chasing Mass Marauder.
Yeah.
What was he thinking, Valdez?
You know, better Predos in that situation, he would have taken the advantage that he got. You know, he picked off a decent amount of units, maybe do a couple more Warpins, get another Colossi or 2, and then go for a follow-up attack or just try to defend against the Terran, take your 3rd base. But he just lost way too much. And Maru, he knows he's got this advantage. He's going for the pressure.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how that went down like that. He could have actually turned around because he already had double upgrades on the way. He had a healthy Colossus count. He shut down the drops once again. But now he overcommitted, reset the Colossus count. He lost 3 of them there, plus his entire army. And now Maru can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's trading so efficiently here. He's getting so many of these Colossi, keeping that number super low. And he's just continuing with the bio. He's got 2-2 on the way. That 3rd base cannot be mined from.
Wouldn't mind. Going to be active in a second. Bye-bye Sentry. Damn. I think it's just over, man. There's simply nothing Hurricane can do at this point.
Looks like a probe pool, I think a little bit too late, but it's not really going to matter at this point. The infantry pushing forward. That one desperate Colossus trying to run away.
Yeah. Hurricane's going to be kicking himself, and I think, you know, if anything's going to tilt you, it's something like that.
GG. Maru takes the first win here against Hurricane.
Very convincingly. Well, actually not that convincingly. It was entirely based on a huge mistake from Hurricane. Yeah. Kind of almost a throw.
You know the reason that happens is, especially when you're going up against an opponent like Maru, you get a slight advantage, and then you start to freak out. You're like, oh my God, can I end the game right now? Am I actually going to win against Maru? The answer turns out to be no, because you get too far ahead of yourself, get too overconfident, you rush to the Terran's base, and you lose all your Colossi.
Yeah. Maybe if he had the force fields he thought he had, he could like force field off the choke when he needs to retreat, but he had nothing. There was no energy in any of those sentries. And even if there were, I'm pretty sure Maru would have put the Marauders into Medivacs and just actually dropped on top of the Colossus. That would have just happened.
So Maru just doing Maru things. I feel like he may have been getting a little bit too over-aggressive, but kind of okay just because he's going up against Hurricane, you know?
Showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what you said earlier is totally correct in the fact that I think this is going to tilt Hurricane here. We do see the coach go in the booth and talk to him. He does seem to have calmed down, but I think in his head after losing that kind of game to Maru in a best-of-3, I think this is the type of 2-0 best-of-3s we see pretty often.
Yeah, I'm thinking that way too. Next map's going to be Deadwing, though. So a nice